Blessings and welcome back to Intuition Sports. This is a new series we'll be starting where I'll be posting a video a week about the Browns, talking about all the news going on with them, the updates, everything going on during the Browns season. So, to start things off, the Browns obviously had a statement win last Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I mean, to have a win like that over the Bengals, where you can hold the Bengals to only 3 points where they're supposed to have a high powered offense. I mean, obviously, the past couple seasons, they've gone on runs in the playoffs, made it to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow just got a record breaking deal. You have a star wide receiver in Jamar Chase. I mean, the Bengals offense is one of the best in the league, and you have one of the top quarterbacks in the league running it in Joe Burrow. So for the Browns to do what they did last Sunday, holding the Bengals to only 3 points. We won obviously 24-3. I mean, that's a huge statement for what this team is looking to bring this season. Yes, everyone might say, "Oh, it was raining, so that affected the conditions." Both sides had to play in those conditions, and we put up 24 points. No matter what the conditions are, you're holding Joe Burrow to under 100 passing yards throughout the game. That's a statement. No matter what conditions you're playing in. I mean, come on, like if Deshaun can go out there and get over 100 yards, Joe Burrow should have easily been able to do the same thing. And not only that, you're holding their star wide receiver and Jamar Chase to under 60 yards, I believe. So just holding those two to a combined, I believe, under 150 yards is just that's a statement, and that's just something that's just it blew everyone away. No one expected the Browns to come out like this. In this Browns game, the one thing they proved is that this defense is for real, and that the new defensive coordinator James Schwartz brought a lot of change to this defense that we needed. And this defense looks like they're having fun again. I think that's the main thing. They look like they're enjoying themselves. The talent has always been there. Yes, we had some key additions this offseason, but the talent has always been there. I mean, we didn't even have our starting safety playing Juan Thorhill, who has tons of experience, won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs last season, and now is with us. He didn't even play. We did have a veteran back there, but just overall, the defense just looks like they're having fun. And with the talent have always been there, like I said, I think that was something that the Browns were missing in this past last season. It didn't really look like they were enjoying themselves. You've seen a lot of the blame game going on when you had a lot of the confusion in the secondary. When you're in the NFL, that just can't happen. These are top tier athletes, best of the best. I mean, that's something that can't happen. And with this new defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, he's looked like he's really changed all that about us. He looked like he brought a culture change to us, and I think that's truly what we needed. I mean, those guys look like they were truly enjoying themselves out there. And obviously, when you're dominating like that, it's hard not to enjoy yourselves. But it was definitely a statement win, and I'm extremely excited to see what this defense can bring us this season. I think this defense will carry us throughout the season. I'm hoping our offense finds its legs a little more. I'll be excited to see what we can do in this next game when it's not rainy conditions, because obviously that does affect it in a way. You can't really fully get out there and do what you want to do. Deshaun had a few bad passes. I guess we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was the rain making the ball slippery, because obviously you've seen Joe Burrow struggle. And so we'll give both quarterbacks the benefit of the doubt and say that the rain did affect them in some way, but there's no denying what this defense did. And even with saying the raining conditions, you would think, okay, so the Bengals are just going to pound the ball. They're just going to run it constantly. Well, when you hold their running back to under 60 yards, that's a statement. In raining conditions, and their running back didn't even get 60 yards, and Nick Chubb got over 100, yeah, that's a statement win right there. Because with or without those rainy conditions, we held them to 3 points. That's all that matters. We got the win. And like I said, with the rainy conditions, you would expect them to run the ball more. Still held them to under 60 yards. No matter what, like I said at the start, you're holding Joe Burrow to under 100 yards passing. A guy who a lot of people would say is the second best quarterback in the league, only Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. That's a huge, huge statement, and I'm extremely excited to see what this defense will bring us in the future. I'm hoping that they can continue this into heading into our next game. We have another huge game, our biggest rival, another division game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And obviously, everyone knows with that rivalry, you never know what can happen. It's always going to get chippy. It's always going to be a tight game, no matter where the talent levels are. It's just that's just something it's just undeniable. You just know when we play the Steelers, it's going to be one of those games. It's going to get out there, and whoever wants it more is going to come out with the win. And I'm glad that our defense had that past game to build as a confidence booster to head into this next game because it's an away game. It's in the Steelers. You know how that crowd's going to get, especially playing us. It's a Monday night primetime game under the lights, all eyes on you. I'm glad that they had that game to kind of build their confidence and get them ready to head into this next game because it's definitely going to be a big one. And I'm excited to see what this offense can do. I think the biggest thing would just be Deshaun Watson finding his rhythm. Obviously, we all know what Deshaun can bring us to the table. We've seen it over there in Houston. People still are doubting him to this day. We know what he can bring to the table. He can be a superstar quarterback. He's just got to find that rhythm. After taking that much time off, it's not easy to just jump back into the game, especially in the NFL. You can't just jump back and be great. This isn't college where you can just dominate anytime at any moment because you're just that much better. This is the NFL with the best of the best. We just give Deshaun time to find his rhythm and his confidence. I think Deshaun's confidence and rhythm are his biggest things that will lead him and his offense to just taking off. We had the pieces there. We had the pieces to be great. Our coaches are there. We have overall we have a great team on paper. That defense proved last week they're really about it. Now it's time to see what this offense can do. This offense did enough last week to win us the game, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Find a way to win. But I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table. And in future games, they're gonna need to be going more to win games like that. Like that's you're not gonna just have that easy of a game all the time. You're gonna have to be scoring touchdowns and not just be settling for field goals. Last week it was good enough. We can't say that it'll be that good enough for next week. So Deshaun, I'm really hoping he can find his rhythm. I mean, overall, Nick Chubb looked like Nick Chubb. I mean, over 100 yards, just pounding away. I mean, Nick Chubb just always, that's one guy you can always count on in this offense is Nick Chubb. So I'm extremely excited to see what this offense will do. We had the receivers. David Njoku is looking like a Pro Bowl tight end this year. Obviously, you have a star in Amari Cooper. You have Donovan Peoples-Jones, old reliable, who's always been there. Elijah Moore, bringing him over. That last game, I think, really showed a little preview of what he can be for us this season. He looks like he can be a star. He's a very, very talented playmaker. He's the type of person you just need to get the ball in his hands and let him work because he looks like he could be a star after that performance last game. Yes, the yards didn't really match it, but overall, the plays that he made when he did have the ball, he looks like he can be a star, and he looks like he's a star in the making, and he's a young, talented receiver, and I'm excited to see what he can do for us this season. Like I said, this offense just has to find its rhythm. They just got to click. They just need time to click, and I think the biggest keys to this season will be one, the defense was a big question mark. Could they figure it out? Did Jim Schwartz get things changed? Is this going to be overall what we needed to do? Is he going to be the guy for us? Is this going to work out, or are we going to have another season where the defense just looks all over the place? They can't connect. They look miscommunicated. And they proved last week that they put the work in this offseason and they're coming this season. That defensive line looks like it's going to be one of the best in this NFL in this season. All overall, this defensive line looks like it's going to be scary. That secondary looks probably, I would say, top 3 in the NFL. Between Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson, and Greg Newsome, Grant Delpit, and in the future will be Juan Thornhill back there. They look scary, and I'm excited to see what they can do for us. Linebackers did their job. Overall, that defense had a very solid performance. So I think The biggest keys, like I said, will be the defense finding their identity and sticking with that and proving week in and week out that they can be that defense that we just saw and not be inconsistent like they were last season. And I think Deshaun is the second biggest key. Can he find his rhythm? Can he find his confidence? Can he get going again? Because that is what's going to decide the Browns season. I mean, the defense can only do so much, but you need Deshaun to be going. You need Deshaun to be clicking on all levels if we want to have hopes at the Super Bowl and make a run in these playoffs. Because these teams are a lot of good teams this season, especially in the AFC. The AFC is stacked. So we got a lot to look forward to this season. I'm excited from what we saw, and I can't wait for next week against the Steelers. The Steelers, obviously, they're going to come in hot. They're going to come in hungry. They just got destroyed by the 49ers, so they're mad. So they're going to come in ready to go. We got to come in and match that energy too and show them from the start that we're here and we're coming. Because that defense, we know they're going to be ready to play after last week. Now this offense, Deshaun has to find his rhythm early on. I think it's all just a mental thing for him at this point. He's got to find his confidence and his rhythm. That's the key for him. He's got the ability. We know that. He just got to find his rhythm and confidence. I know I keep saying it, but that's the two biggest things he needs for him. The ability is there. He's got the weapons. He's got the offensive line. The ability is there. He's got the coaches, everything. It's just, like I keep saying, rhythm and confidence are going to be the biggest things for Deshaun and this Cleveland offense. But overall, they look good. I'm excited to see this next game. I really am. I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I think we pull out the win. I don't see any reason why we can't win. If we can shut down that Cincinnati offense, I don't see any reason why we can't do that to this Pittsburgh offense. And I think Deshaun will start to find his rhythm more. I think that last game was a huge confidence builder for him. I think he will as the season progresses and we get a few wins behind him. He'll build that confidence back up, and you're going to see Deshaun back in his normal form. But yeah, no, this will be a new series that I start where I just give Browns updates, talk about Browns keys, everything, keys to win for the next game, takeaways from last game, trade rumors, all that. Just post a video once a week talking about it all. I'm excited for this Browns season. I think we got a lot to look forward to. We're looking like we are going to be really good this season. Obviously, only time will tell, but from what we've seen week one, I'm excited, and we got a lot to be excited about. That's all for this week. Make sure to tune in every week. I'll probably be posting every Tuesday. Make sure to tune in every Tuesday for your weekly Browns updates. And yeah, see you guys next time.